Good morning children. Welcome back once again to my maths class. In today's video lesson we are going to talk about real numbers, chapter 1 of the 10th class. Okay. Now let's quickly recall our previous knowledge about the numbers and the number system. So we all know about the natural numbers. The natural numbers are the numbers starting with, they are represented with n, starting with 1 and so on and so forth. And the next set of numbers are the whole numbers. They are natural numbers along with the 0. The numbers starting with 0, 1, 2 and so on and so forth. Whereas the integers, they are represented with capital Z or capital I. They are the numbers which are positive, the negative numbers as well as the 0. And Q is represented for rational numbers. Rational numbers you have studied in your 9th class, the first chapter. They are the numbers which can be written in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are the integers and the value of Q is not equal to 0. Those are the rational numbers. And the next set is the irrational numbers, Q dash. With this you have studied in your 9th class, irrational numbers. They are represented by Q dash. They are nothing but the numbers which are not rational. That means the numbers which cannot be represented in the form of P by Q. So all the rational numbers as well as the irrational numbers together are the real numbers. So I repeat, what are the real numbers? They are the numbers, the set of numbers which are rational as well as irrational numbers. That means the whole set is called as the real numbers. Real numbers are the numbers which exist in real. They are existing in real. So by the name they are called as real numbers. And one more, integers. The integers can also be the rational numbers. I mean to say all integers are rational numbers, but all rational numbers may not be integers, because in between the integers we can write many rational numbers. Okay, right. The rational numbers as well as irrational numbers comprises of the real numbers. So the real numbers, denotation of real numbers is capital R. And also we studied earlier that the even numbers. The even numbers are the numbers which when divided with 2 gets a remainder 0. So 2, 4, 6, 8 likewise. And what are odd numbers? The odd numbers are the numbers which when divided with 2 makes a remainder 1, like 3, 5, 7, so on. Then what are prime numbers, primes? These are the numbers having factors 1 and itself. No other factors goes with the prime numbers. So 1 and itself are the factors for the prime numbers, such as 2, 3, 5, so on and so forth. 1 is neither prime and nor composite. Okay. Now what are composite numbers? Composite numbers are the numbers greater than 1 and which are not prime. Okay. They are greater than 1 and not prime. Like greater than 1. So 2, 3 are primes. So not prime means 4, 6, 8, so on. That means they are having factors 1. 1 is a factor of all the numbers. They are having factors 1 itself and many more factors. Like for example, if you take 4, 1 is a factor of 4. 2 is a factor of 4 and itself 4 is a factor. So 2 is also there. That means, so it is having the factors, other factors also other than 1 and itself. So these are all the numbers. Now quickly we will see about, okay, today in our lesson, in our chapter, we are going to learn about the Euclid division lemma. This Euclid division lemma is derived by the great mathematician Euclid. Euclid is known as the father of geometry. So we will be learning about the Euclid division lemma here. Euclid division lemma states that given positive integers a and b, there exists a unique pair of integers q and r satisfying a equal to bq plus r such that the r value lies between b and 0. Okay, this is the statement given by Euclid. This is the lemma. Lemma, as I have told you, is a proven statement. So Euclid division lemma, it looks a bit complicated, but it is very simple to understand. See here, given positive integers a and b, there exists a unique pair of integers q and r satisfying a is equal to bq plus r such that the r value lies between 0 and b. That means 0 and equal to 0 also, 0 and b. This is a Euclid statement. For you to understand this, I will give you an example. Let me take a equal to 9, okay, and let us take b 2, okay. So simple division will do. 2, divide it with 9, okay. 2 4 times 2 4s are 8. Then what's the remainder? 1. So you may think that why is ma'am telling the simple division? So let's look here. This 2 is called as the divisor, with which I am going to divide the number 9. So it is called as the divisor, where 9 is called the dividend, to which I want to find a solution. So to which I want the answer. So that is called as the dividend. And this 2 how many times? 2 4 times. That 2 4s 8. So 2 4 times. So this is called as the quotient. And what is left over here? The remaining part. Remaining part means the remainder. This is all simple division which you know from 2nd class. Yeah. So what does the Euclid tell here? Given two positive integers a and b, I have taken two positive integers. There exists a unique pair of integers q and r satisfying a is equal to bq plus r such that the r value lies between 0 and b. So I have taken this as a, this as b, and this is q, quotient q, remainder is r. So from this division, simple division, let us write. So how I got 9 here? When 2 is multiplied by 4, 2 into 4, 2 into 4, what is remaining? 1. So if I add 1, 2 4s 8 plus 1 is 9. That means from this simple division I will deduce, see here. See, clearly see here, what is our 9? 9 is a. I have taken 9 as a, and 2 is our b, into 4 is q, bq plus the remainder is r. So this is the Euclid lemma. A is equal to bq plus r. So again I'll repeat, there exists a unique pair of q and r. So for the values of 9 and 2, these are our a and b. There exists a unique pair q and r. What are the q and r here? 4 and 1. So one and only one pair of q and r will satisfy this division. So if I take another number, let's take 11 or 8 something. 2, 5, 10. you get 1. So for these two positive numbers 2 and 11, so 11 is A, 2 is B. For these two positive numbers there exists 5 and 1, that is the quotient, and no other number will form such pattern. So I wanted to tell you about the unique pair. The unique pair of Q and R will exist for this A and B. Satisfying A is equal to BQ plus R, whereas R value, this is very important here, R value lies between 0 and B. And also there is an equal to sign. It may be equal to 0 and greater than 0, but it must be less than our B. That means it should be less than 2. The value less than 2. That means here in this case it can be 0, 1. If other case, if B value is 4, you suppose here, so our remainder what we get should be less than or equal to 4. Okay, should be less than 4. That means it can be 0, 1, 2 and 3. So this is an important condition. So overall, the Euclid division lemma states that any two positive numbers, there exists a unique pair of numbers Q and R satisfying A is equal to BQ plus R, such that the R value lies between 0 and B and it may be equal to 0. This is the Euclid division lemma. And also Euclid has deduced us a Euclid division algorithm. It's different algorithm. See here. This Euclid division algorithm is nothing but Euclid has used a technique. That technique is nothing but the Euclid division algorithm. He used this technique of lemma because it is proven one. He used this technique of lemma to compute the values of the HCF, that is highest common factors. Okay, let's see the Euclid division algorithm, how he has computed the values of HCF in our exercise problems. Okay, if you want to note it down, it's already there in your textbook. No need of noting it down. For problems, you can pause the video and note down. In exercise 1.1 problem, use Euclid division algorithm to find the HCF, highest common factor of the following number. The first one is 900, you see the textbook, 900 and 270. To find the HCF. So you have found the HCF in your previous classes. In 6th class, we have the HCF. How to find the HCF of two numbers. But here we need to use the Euclid division algorithm. Okay. Now let us take the least number. This is our rough part, rough column. Least number 270. We will divide it with 900. So how many times it goes? How many times it goes? 3's. Okay. 900. Okay. Let me see once again. No, right. 270 thrice is 300. 310. We'll minus here. One second. We'll do it according to the 6th class. 270 thrice 0 6 7 8 thrice 810. So we get 90. If you minus here, and again this division is, you have the longest division, it is called, you have studied in your 6th class. 90 how many times? Again 3 times. So 270. The remainder is 1. When the remainder is 1, our division is complete. So this is called the HCF. This method you have studied in your lower classes. Now we will be using the division algorithm to write that. So what is our 900? How we got a 900? By multiplying. So this is our A, B, Q plus R. We'll write here. A is equal to B, Q plus R. Is the division lemma. So B into Q, 270 into 3 plus how much remainder we got? 90. So from these two I have deduced in the form of the lemma. Then again taking 270. Now here this is our A. B into Q. 90 into 3 plus 0. The remainder BQ plus R. The 0. When 0 comes, then you have to stop this, and our HCF is therefore HCF is 90. So do the division, the long division in the rough part, and write it in the form of A is equal to BQ plus R. Let's take one more problem in the textbook. One 651 and 2032. Let's do it with the long division. 1651 2032. So how many times? 2 times means it becomes more. So once 1651. Let me take the subtraction. 1. So 13 8. So here 9 3. Again, this is the long division. So how many times it goes? We'll check out. Here 381. Let's take 4 times. 4s are 2, 3, 12. The 4s are 12. 15, 24. So 4s are 15, 24. Again. So 2 and also 1. Again we have to take long division. 381. So how many times it goes? We'll see here. 127 thrice. Let's take thrice. Once. 381. Exactly it is going with 3. 381. So the division stops here. So this is our HCF. Okay. We will write in A is equal to BQ plus R form. So what is our A? 2031. How we got this? By multiplying 1651 into 1 plus the remainder is 381. The next step, we have to take our A value 1651. So comes to 381 multiplied B into Q plus R. R is 127. Next we'll take our A value 381. B value is 127 into B into Q plus R into 3 plus 0. So this becomes our HCF. So like this, first do the long division in your rough part and write it in the form of the lemma. So using Euclid division lemma, we can easily find out the HCF of numbers. Let's see another problem from the textbook. See children, pause the video, note it down, or else just have a screenshot of the notes. Okay, take. Okay, then proceed. So we'll see another problem. Use Euclid division lemma to show that any positive odd integer is of the form 6q plus 1 or 6q plus 3 or 6q plus 5 where q is some integers. So using Euclid lemma, we have to show that a positive integer. So let me suppose that positive integer as a. Let a be the odd positive integer. Given here odd positive integer. Okay. And where we have to find the values of q such that they are of the form 6q plus 1, 6q plus 3 and 6q plus 5. according to the lemma, we know that given two integers a and b such that the r value should be in between 0 and the b value. Now here the b value, bq plus r, b value is 6. So b is 6. And the r value from the lemma, it should be equal to, what is the r value? Should be less than or equal to 0 and 6. Not equal to here. Just here. Should be equal to 0 and 6. Lies between 0 and 6. So, what can be the r values now? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So, equal to 0. So, I have started with 0. These can be the possible r values. So, if we write the equation according to the lemma, b, so 6q plus 0, 6, what are the possible values of a? 6q plus 1 remainder, 6q plus 2, 6q plus 3, 6q plus 4 and the last one 6q plus 5. These are possible values of a. And also we know that our value of a, that means our a is an odd number, odd positive number. So odd numbers cannot be in the form of the even numbers. So here even this is an even number, this is an even number, this can be an even number because it is multiplied with 6 and we got 0, 2, 4 as the remainder. So these three are even numbers, they cannot form our odd positive. So only possibility is that 6q plus 1, here 6q plus 3, the last one 6q plus 5. So a can take the values of only these three unique values. Okay. So what is a? This is the odd positive integer which we have assumed in the beginning. So likewise, you have many problems in your exercise 1.1. You revise, children, do the problems according to the lemma. Hope you have understood the Euclid division lemma. We'll meet in our next class about, I'll be talking about the fundamental arithmetic theorem. Okay. Thank you all.